Hello YouTube, my name is Nero and welcome to some Hearthstone. Now Hearthstone is a game that I posted up to my channel yesterday, and a lot of you guys really seem to be interested in the game, but maybe didn't understand exactly how the game worked. There's a lot of confusion there. So I figured I would make a tutorial for you guys, showing you guys all the basics of Hearthstone. It's a free-to-play card game made by Blizzard. It's basically a card game revolving around everything happening in World of Warcraft, which is a kind of a cool concept. The game itself is free to play. Just do a Google search of Play Hearthstone. You can download it directly. It's free to play. And you guys can play it right away. Pretty cool stuff. So what I figure we're going to do here is we're going to go into solo adventure. We're going to have a practice game on normal mode. And this is going to allow me to face the computer and show you guys really everything there is to know about Hearthstone at a starter level. And the deck we're going to be using is going to be a basic hunter deck, which is really similar to the first deck I ever made. It's a very simple, very basic deck put together that has no epics, no legendaries, no rare cards. It's all common cards and hunter cards. And my hero power is actually pretty nice. It deals 2 damage directly to the enemy hero. And if you're wondering about the different heroes, which I guess I should show that here towards the very beginning, there are many different heroes for you to choose from, each of them having their own special abilities. So we have the warrior, and the shaman, and the rogue, and the paladin, and the hunter, and the druid, and the warlock, and the mage, and the priest, every one of them having their own abilities. So we already saw that the hunter, his special ability is to deal 2 damage to an enemy hero. That's a pretty nice one. The warrior, his special ability allows him to gain 2 armor. The shaman allows him to summon a random totem, which acts as a card. The rogue allows her to actually equip a 1/2 dagger weapon. So each one of these guys has their own ability that you can choose from, and each one of them also has cards that are very specific to their own deck. Now let's make a warrior deck, for example. You go into the warrior deck, you'll notice there are warrior cards, and this happens for every single deck. The warrior, the shaman, the rogue, every one of them has cards that are specific to their deck that cannot be used by other decks. Alright, and that's how that works. Then there's, of course, is neutral cards, which is just completely full of cards that anyone can use in any deck. You, of course, have to unlock them and earn them by unlocking cards or by buying packs with either gold or real money, whatever it is you want to do. But there's tons of cards for you to play with and tons of possibilities for the decks that you can make. So we are going to, finish that automatically for me. I'm just going to let them fill that up so I can just get out of here. Alright, there's my new deck, which I'm not going to be using. We're going to go in here to Solo Adventures. We're going to be playing a practice game on normal mode, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of how Hearthstone is played. I'm going to try to explain everything that's happening on the board, and you guys can see all different things that have to do with Hearthstone. And who should we face? Let's face the warrior. I want to face the warrior. We're going to be, once again, using a basic hunter deck. This is very similar to the first deck I ever put together myself, and it's none of it. It's stuff that you guys can recreate. If you've never played Hearthstone before, you can probably recreate my entire deck because it's all common cards that you probably have right away.
Let the hunt begin.
So here we are at the starting hand screen, and this allows you to look at your starting hand, what it would be, and make changes to it if you would like. So let's say I don't want Unleash the Hounds or the Ironfur Grizzly right away. Or maybe I don't want the Hunter's Mark right away. I can just click on them and it will replace them. I can put them back into my deck and then draw 2 other cards. And you can only do this once, but usually this basically is used to try and get the best starting hand you can possible for whatever it is you're trying to do with your particular deck. For this deck, I really like the idea of just rushing down my opponent with a lot of different beast cards. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all 3 of them. And then we're going to put all 3 of them into my deck and draw 3 random ones. Not exactly a better hand, but that's what we got. That's what we ended up getting. So we're going to be going first here. And there's nothing we can really do. Nothing we can really do right away. So the game runs on what is called mana. And every single turn, your mana crystals go up. On turn 1, you have 1 mana crystal. On turn 2, you have 2. Turn 3, you have 3. And so on and so forth until you get to turn 10, where you hit the cap amount of mana that you can have. The most mana you can have is actually 10. So once you get to turn 10, you won't be gaining more mana crystals every turn, but you will have 10 mana to play with every single turn. And so right now, we can't really do anything. Because you look at the card on the top left, the blue sapphire looking thing, that's how much mana you have to use to be able to put this card on the field. And right now we only have 1 mana to play with, and all of our cards cost more than 1 mana, so there's nothing we can do this turn. And usually the green highlight, if you see a green highlight in Hearthstone, it'll basically let you know that's a good option, or it's something you should do, or it's one of your possible options that you can choose. Right now there's nothing I could do, so all I could do is end my turn. Right there was the coin, and right here's a fiery war axe. Let me explain what both of these do. He's gonna be attacking me directly with it. Oh man. Alright, So let's talk about the coin. So the coin is given every game to the person that goes second. Now the coin allows you to gain 1 extra mana crystal for that turn, which is pretty nice. I wish I would have had it because I wouldn't be able to play one of my cards. It basically would have made it so I would have had 2 mana on turn 1. And it's only for that turn only. So for turn 1, I could have had 2 mana. Or if you want to use it on a different turn, for example, let's say you're on turn 5 and you use your coin, then you have 6 mana to play with on turn 5 rather than only 5. So the coin's a pretty nice card. It costs 0 mana to put out, which means you can just use it right away. That's pretty nice. He pulled out the Fiery War Axe, which is a weapon, which will cost 2 mana to put out. It has 3 attack and 2, I think they're called uses when it's on a weapon like that. So basically, he can attack himself. He can attack, which is usually a rule reserved for the minions, but the hero can attack either a minion or another player like me and take me down with his weapons. So weapons are very good cards. Personally, I like to use the Fiery War Axe, and I just like to hold on to it, so if they put like a minion on the field, I can just get rid of it right away and not have to worry about any of that in the future. But it is now my turn. I've got some stuff to play with here. So there's a couple things I could do here. I could use my hero ability, which will deal 2 damage directly to the enemy. I could do that. I could put down the Direwolf, but I'd rather have other minions on the field when I throw that down because he has a special ability that cards that are adjacent to him that each have +1 attack. I can't use a Houndmaster for a while. I have another Direwolf Alpha. I could put down an Explosive Trap, which traps are very, very fun. So here's what I think we're going to do. Actually, I don't want to do it right away because he has no minions on the field. But this is a secret trap. You put this down, and whenever he attacks my hero, it'll deal 2 damage to all the enemies. This is a one-time occurrence. So that's a pretty nice trap card to have. But right now, the best option for us is to go ahead and use our hero ability, which basically shoots him with our bow and does some damage to him. He's going to use his hero ability, which is gain 2 armor. As you guys can see, he has his armor now. And that armor acts as almost a buffer to the health. So you have to go through the armor if you want to get to the health. And the first player to lose all of their health, to get their health dropped down to 0, is the person that loses. So here we are on turn 3. And we got some fancy golden cards here. I guess I should actually cover why this card is golden and why it's animated and looks so cool. So golden cards are earned a few different ways. So if you're a hunter and you play the hunter deck a lot, the more you level up your hunter deck, you're just going to unlock the Golden Houndmaster for free. That's just a thing. But there's other golden cards out there that don't come with like the hunter deck or the warrior deck or whatever that are actually neutral cards, and they're actually just a more rare version of the card. A golden card is basically just a rare version of it. It doesn't do any more, any less than a non-golden version of that card. It just is animated and it's gold. It's just there to look cool. That's what golden cards do. Okay, but we've got 3 mana to play with this turn. But really no minions I would like to put on the field as of right now. I could use an Arcane Shot, which will deal 2 damage to Garrosh here, but I don't want to do that right away because using the Arcane Shot, the spell, is a very nice move to do to take out, like, I don't know, some kind of low-level monster, some kind of low-level minion, some guy that has 2 health. You know, it could take them out. It's only 1 mana cost. I'd like to hold on to that in case I might need it. So right now, the best option for me right now would be just to hit him with another Steady Shot, get rid of his armor, and end off my turn. Not a whole lot of plays I can make right now. He's going to be armoring up once again. And that's all he's going to do for that turn. He didn't have a whole lot of options either. So here we go. We're starting to get some options here. So I just drew a Young Dragonhawk, which is not the best card in the world, but it does have Wind Fury. And I can explain to you what Wind Fury does. So we're going to put him on the field. And notice he only costs 1 mana, so now I only have 3 mana left to play with on this turn. But he has Wind Fury. Now Wind Fury allows him to attack twice every turn, which is a pretty freaking nice ability, but I can't use it right away because he doesn't have Charge. Now Charge is an ability that some minions have that allow them to attack on the first turn that they're out, but most minions don't have that ability. Most minions, they have to put them out and they're going to be asleep for the first turn that you put them out. And there's nothing else I really see that we could be doing right now. So we're just going to hit them with another Steady Shot, wear down that armor again, and we're going to end off our turn. Next turn, though, assuming our Young Dragonite doesn't die, or Young Dragonhawk doesn't die, we'll be able to play with him. And he's going to be able to attack some people. Alright, so he summoned that last turn a Dragonling Mechanic. Now, he has a battle cry. What a battle cry is when they get thrown out into the field, like when they first initially get put on the board, that's when that ability happens. So her battle cry allows her to summon a 2/1 Mechanical Dragonling. So as soon as she was put on the field, a 2/1 Mechanical Dragonling was also summoned with her. So that's pretty nice. So he's got 2/4 on the board and a 2/1. Both pretty powerful creatures. But here's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think it can end up working out pretty well. We're going to end up using our secret, our Explosive Trap, which is okay, just read it. So when your hero is attacked, deal 2 damage to all enemies. Sounds pretty nice, right? So we're gonna put that out, and it's gonna show up like this. It's a secret. The opponent doesn't know what it is. Every single deck, the hunter, the warrior, the rogue, whatever, they all have their own secrets, but there's only like 5 or so secrets to choose from in your deck. So people usually have a general idea of what secret you're trying to run, but they won't have an exact idea because they never know. There's 4 or 5 different possibilities I could put in there. I could have put one of 5 different possible secrets in there, and they would not really have an idea of what it could be. Although explosive traps are pretty popular. They're pretty popular. Some people might expect that, might see that coming. What we're going to do here is we're going to use this arcane shot here. This arcane shot is going to deal 2 damage. We're going to do it to the high level, the high health minion, dropping her down to 2 health. And then we're just going to use our Dragonhawk here, and we're going to use his Wind Fury to attack twice. And attack Garrosh twice in the face. And then we're going to hit him with our hero ability here to drop his health down even lower. Once again, first person to go down to 0 health loses. And here he goes attacking me directly, which activates my explosive trap, which does 2 damage to all of them and actually takes them both out, which is the beauty of the explosive trap. Now keep in mind, traps can only be used once. They don't stay there infinitely. Once they're used, and they get thrown into the discard pile. So, here we go. He summoned a Razorfen Hunter, which his battle cry allows him to summon a 1/1 boar. And there's your friend, the 1/1 boar. We've got them on the board, but I'm not really worried about them. I'm honestly not too worried about either one of them as of right now. What we're going to do is we're going to throw down our Direwolf Alpha, whose special ability is to have adjacent minions have +1 attack. So we're going to throw him down. And now we're going to throw out the Houndmaster, which has a battle cry, which once again, the battle cry, it means it happens as soon as he gets put on the field. The battle cry will give a friendly beast +2 attack and +2 defense, as well as taunt. I'll be showing you guys what taunt means. There we go. I decided to give it to my Direwolf Alpha to buff him up. So now he's a 4/4 card, which is pretty nice. And he now has taunt, which makes it so enemies must attack him. So if you're ever wondering about different things, like you see like the wind glowing on my Dragonhawk here, or maybe you see like the sparkles here on our friend the Dire Wolf here, that's because they have something like additional happening to them. If you're wondering what's up with the card, you just hover over it and it will tell you here. My minion has Master's Presence at the very bottom. You can see he has +2 attack and +2 defense, as well as taunt. And up in the top right there, you can see taunt. Enemies must attack the minion. So Garrosh cannot attack me directly. He cannot attack my Dragonhawk. He cannot attack my Houndmaster. He is going to have to get rid of the minion with taunt before he can attack anyone else. That's the beauty of taunt. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our Dragonhawk, who has 1 more attack than usual because he's sitting directly adjacent to my Direwolf Alpha, and we're going to use him and his Wind Fury to attack him directly in the face twice, which is going to do some good damage. I could use my Hunter's Mark, which I can use to change a minion's health to 1, which is a very useful card, but I'm not going to be using that on these guys. These guys are really low-level minions. I'm going to throw out a Warsong Commander. He's going to have to attack my minion with taunt directly. Now, is he going to be silly? Is he going to attack right away? He is. Alright, so he basically ended up killing off both his minions, because when you attack another minion, keep in mind that their attack and defense also go into consideration. So, for example, if I were to take my 2/1 here and attack his 2/3, I'll do 2 damage to him, but he's going to do 2 damage back to me because he has 2 attack. So that would end up killing my young Dragonhawk here. So our Direwolf Alpha was able to take out both of the minions on the field from last time, but he's down to 1 health, which means just about anything can take him out. So, what can we do here? We've got some options. We could be throwing down our Scavenging Hyena, who has a very nice ability, which means whenever a friendly beast dies, he gets 2 attack and 1 defense. If you're wondering what constitutes a beast, look at the bottom of the card. It'll tell you what kind of creature it is. Right there it says beast. You look at the Direwolf Alpha, you see he's a beast. You see the young Dragonhawk, he's also a beast. The Houndmaster is not a beast, but our Direwolf Alpha here is also a beast. What could we do here? There's lots of different things for us to be doing. We got a couple of options here. We could use Kill Command just to completely get rid of that off the board, because his ability makes it so whenever he summons a minion with 3 or less attack, that it gives it charge, which means it can attack right away, which can be pretty frightening. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to use this spell called Kill Command, which is going to usually deal 3 damage, but if I have a beast on the field, it does 5 damage instead. We're going to use that, and we're going to use it on that minion to attack it. That's going to kill it off the board. Next up, we're going to take our Direwolf Alpha. We're going to put it in between these guys, because remember, adjacent minions to the Direwolf Alpha have +1 attack. And we're going to do it that way so our Direwolf Alpha here gets more attack than usual. And we're going to attack with him. And we're going to attack with our Houndmaster. And we're going to attack with our young Dragonhawk, who can attack twice in a row. And then we're going to hit him up with our shot here. He's down to 6 health. I mean, right now, it's a foregone conclusion that we're going to win this match. But he's got the Ascension Shield Master, which is a pretty freaking powerful card. Very annoying to play against. Alright, Animal Companion. This is a pretty fun card. So the Animal Companion is a card that's exclusive to the Hunter that summons a random beast companion. Now, there's 3 different possible beasts that could come out of this card. One has Taunt, one gives all friendly minions +1 attack, and another one is a 4/2 card with Charge. We're going to see which one we get. We get our girl Misha, which Misha is a very powerful card. It's a 4/4 with Taunt. Very powerful card. But a couple things we could do here. Well, we could use our Hunter's Mark, which is going to drop that minion's attack down to 1, which basically neuters it completely. And just for the sake of doing it, we're gonna run our Direwolf in there and take it out. And let's get rid of that armor. I'm not gonna attack though, because I don't want the game to go on too quickly. I could win. I could have won right there, but I don't want to. I want to try and see some more things happen so I can explain some possible things that are happening. If any more things will happen, I'd like to see a card with Charge come out so I can show you guys that. Here we go. Here's a Charge card. So this is a Stone Tusk Boar. As you can see, he has the ability Charge, which means he can attack immediately. He doesn't have to wait like everyone else. You know, usually you put down a minion. Like, see, we put down the Scavenging Hyena. See how the Scavenging Hyena is asleep? You can tell by the Z's, he can't attack this turn. And if you try to attack, the game will actually let you know. It'll say, give him a turn to get ready. But a minion with Charge, like the Stone Tusk Boar, he can attack right away. You can go right at him right away. Very nice stuff. And so that's actually a pretty powerful card he has there, but that powerful card isn't going to do a whole lot. It might take out my cards, but it doesn't have any other abilities or anything. So we'll hit him with that, and we're going to end off our turn.
The gates are open.
He throws out the Lord of the Arena, which is a pretty nice card. It's a 6/5 card with Taunt. But we got another young Dragonhawk. We can throw him out there. And notice, by the way, if you were wondering like different, like what happened, or maybe you don't understand what happens, you go over here to the left, you can see all the moves that have been made. He took his Boulder Fist Ogre and he killed my Direwolf Alpha, which was a beast. And because that beast died, my Scavenging Hyena gained 2 attack and 1 defense, which is pretty freaking nice. So here's an idea, just for the sake of it, I want to do this. So we're going to run Misha into him, which kills Misha but puts him down to 1 health, but that's going to buff up our Scavenging Hyena. Now, we're going to run our Stone Tusk Boar into him, and that's going to buff up our Scavenging Hyena again. And so we can just continue to do that. Let's run our Dragonhawk in there. That's going to continue to buff up our Scavenging Hyena, who is now a 10 damage and 6 health minion, which could easily end him right away. I'm just going to end this guy just to show you it could work. And yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Lots of different combinations with decks, lots of different cool things you can try, different combinations with different kind of gimmicks if you want to try with that. He's going to throw out the Fiery War Axe right now, which is a very powerful card. Oh, he's got the Heroic Strike, which is going to give him 4 extra attack. So his 4 attack combined with his 3 attack from his Fiery War Axe gives him 7 attack, which he's going to use. This is why I don't really like facing the computer, because the computer is kind of silly. He had 7 attack and he used it to take out a creature that has 1 attack and 1 health. It's just kind of silly. Here's a Timberwolf, which is a pretty nice card. It means all other beasts have +1 attack. I don't have any beasts on the field, but it's a nice card regardless. But I feel as though I've shown you guys almost everything there is to see regarding Hearthstone, with the exception that the maps, if you're ever kind of bored, you can play around with them. You can just play around with all the different things. You can tap the sand. You can, right here, you can tinker with that. You can break this roof if you want to. If you want to do that, you can break the windows over here. You know, you can do that. You can open and shut this door. You can play around with this. The maps, you can tinker around with things in the map. It doesn't, of course, affect the game. It's just if your opponent's taking a long time, you can play around with the map. It's one of the fun things you can do. But let's beat this guy. And we win. And you'll notice as you win, You can do it playing practice mode or playing actual players. You will level up your guy, and you unlock different cool things. Like when I get my Hunter level 40, I'll unlock a Golden Hunter's Mark. Now, the Hunter's Mark card is a card we've already had. You guys have already seen it. We've had that a lot. But it's just this new one will be golden. It'll be more rare and hard to get. Let's go into our hunter cards, for example. Here's our hunter's mark. We can get a golden one if I make it up to level 40, which is pretty nice. Like I got the golden arcane shot. But if I were to go into my neutral cards and see like the Argent Squire, this is just a rare card I got out of a pack. The Argent Squire itself is not a very rare card because there she is. But getting a golden one is just pretty cool because it just looks different and also animates the card itself, which is pretty nice. But there's a lot of different things you can do with this game. If you're into the entire concept of World of Warcraft, I'm sure you already play this game. But if you're just looking for a card game in general, I think you guys will enjoy Hearthstone. It is a very fun, enjoyable game with lots and lots and lots. I don't even have, I haven't even began to collect nearly all of the cards. But there's some other things you can do here. We can go into play mode. And this is where you actually face actual people. You can play in casual, where it doesn't count towards like your rank. Or you can play in ranked, which can be difficult because you're facing people that are of equal skill level to you. And the higher you climb up on the leaderboards, the harder and harder the games are going to be. It starts you off on rank 25, I believe. And then you go up from there. So you get from 25 to 24, 23, 22. I'm up to rank 13. And so it's pretty high. It's not really high, but it's a pretty good rank. Definitely not the best though. And how you get cards. So by doing different quests, which every day a new quest is given to you. Right now my quest is to win 2 games with a druid or a rogue. And that's going to give me 40 gold, which I have 995 on me already. You can do that. That'll earn you gold. And with that gold, you can use that gold to go into the arena. Which the arena is scary because you have to pay either gold or actual money to get in there. And you basically look up a video on the arena because I don't want to pay gold or money to get in there right now. But the arena basically makes it so you have nearly a random deck and you're facing other people that have random decks. And you're just trying to see who can win. And you get some pretty cool prizes if you get a lot of wins while you're in the arena. But you're kind of like a high risk, high reward kind of place. Or you can go into the shop. And from the shop, you can purchase packs of cards. You can purchase 1 pack for 100 gold, which you earn gold just by playing the game. Or you can purchase 2 packs of cards if you wanted to. That'll be $2.99, or 7 packs for $10, or 20 packs for $15, or 40 packs for $50. But just for the sake of the video, I'm going to spend 100 gold to buy 1 pack for you guys. And yeah, we'll do that. Now we're going to have a pack of cards. You guys can see that. To the open packs here. Now we have 1 pack to open. And then we're going to get some cards. Oh, cards. Let's see what we got here. Anything fancy? Wait. Oh, that's going to be a rare. That's going to be a rare. And the rest are commons. So let's see. We got a Stranglethorn Tiger, which can be used on all classes. Which has stealth, and we didn't show you guys what stealth meant, but stealth means it cannot be attacked or targeted until it deals damage. Basically, you put it out on the field, and it basically it can't be attacked by anybody. It just stays there on the field until it attacks, which is a pretty good ability. We have a Snipe Trap for the Hunter. We got a Dark Iron Dwarf for all classes. This is a rare. We got a Felguard, which I don't even think I had a Felguard before, but this is a card that can only be used by the Warlocks. And another Felguard. What are the chances of getting 2 Felguards when I don't even think I had one initially? There's also some other stuff you can do in Hearthstone. You can go to your collection where you can look through all your cards, and you can craft cards from here, which is pretty nice. You can also disenchant extra cards, which I have some extra cards to disenchant, which will give me dust, because there's no point in having more than 2 of any card because you only have 2 of the same card in a deck. So if you have 3 of the same card, you might as well disenchant it for dust, which I have 905 dust, which you can use to craft cards that you don't have. Let's say there's a specific card that you wanted. A card that I wanted forever was actually the legendary card for the Warlock, which I think I'm not entirely positive where I go to view cards that I don't have. Wait, am I in crafting mode? Show only golden cards. Alright, now I'm in crafting. I wasn't in crafting mode before. Here's Lord Jaraxxus, which is a very good card. It's a legendary for the Warlock, but I'm going to need to have 1600 dust to be able to make it myself. So I can't make it because I don't have that much dust yet, but he's a very, very nice card. And you can make, if there's a specific card, not even necessarily legendary. Let's say let's say you really liked, for example, the Gladiator Longbow, which is an epic card, so it's kind of rare, but it's a very good card for the hunter. Let's say you wanted that, but you didn't have it. You can make it for 400 dust, which you can do that by disenchanting other cards. So I think that's basically everything. I mean, honestly, the best way though to learn the game is to just hop into the game, download it. It's a free-to-play game. It doesn't take a whole lot to download. When you first start playing, it forces you to play against the computer, similar to what I was just doing. You actually have to go through, let me just choose all this. You have to go through and beat all these people in a row. And, well, not all in a row. Like, you just got to beat them. You don't have to do it all in a row. You can lose matches, but you just have to beat every single one of the classes. And that will allow you to gain access to, like, the rest of the game, where you can actually face against other people. You earn a bunch of cards in the process of doing that, and it's a good way to learn the game. So Hearthstone, overall, very fun game. If you guys haven't tried it out, definitely recommend you guys going to try that out. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys all found it informative. Of course, if you guys have any other further questions regarding Hearthstone, let me know about that in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them. So hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.